Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. Welcome back to some more of our Solar Expanse. So our next big thing, I think, is going to be over here at Ceres. Now, Ceres doesn't have the easiest things to build. We're going to have to send a lot of stuff over. And what I'm thinking is we start moving materials from Lutetia here, probably mispronouncing that, over to Ceres, and we move carbon to the other one and just keep moving. Now this is a long-term back and forth at the end of the day, and that is fine because we want to get as much out of this metal as possible. So what I'm thinking of is we're gonna have to use ways that don't screw with our ability to do a lot of stuff. Now polymers do need carbon to make. That being said, we could make polymers here. On the flip side, we could ship this back and just be smart about it and ship it back to Earth to make more polymers that way. That is also a possibility. But the biggest thing is this is going to be our stepping stone out in the outer solar system. And I think we need to get this going sooner rather than later. So we're going to be getting a couple of these things up, getting ready, and start moving stuff around. On that level, I'm going to move over from Earth to Athena over to asteroid here. We should have enough when it comes to fuel at this point to actually be able to pull this off. We only need 360 for this for 2, and this is actually a pretty good bit. And then from that, we'll be able to pull over a lot of cargo from that. So I think we'll have to take 2 trips with that. It's not really a big deal. Our biggest issue is we're pulling out noble gas, and we don't have a lot of it. So that's one thing we also have to think about. Also, when it looks to Ceres, that's 5. I might actually put 5 on one asteroid and 5 on the other. This is a real thing we could do. Alright. Metal is still going through. We need a lot to get this. We're gonna run out of food here. 2.1, probably not. We should be fine. We're doing like a lot of superconductors and things like that. One thing we also are doing is pulling out, what is that? A remote power receiver. Interesting. They must be getting power from Earth. Is that what they're doing? What the moon? No, I wonder where they're receiving power from. Interesting. Okay. We're talking about 6 tons a day. We should be good with that. All right, Talos is done there. We'll get that. We'll carry all the compartments back with this, plus whatever we can with rare metals. And we'll pull everything else back from there. Pretty good from what we're seeing right now. The water could be used probably on lunar right now. Probably the Earth, actually. But we're in a pretty good spot right now. Dumb. The wrong one. I am. I need this. There we go. I'm not pulling out enough carbon, I think, to support this. Same thing here. Okay. Now. Alos. You just put that out there. You have both of those. We have enough habitat workspaces. I take these back to Earth on this Talos. Let's do crew compartment. Take both of those. Well, that's another nice thing as well. If you have two, you can add the same thing of it twice. Nice. It automatically starts as something that's not an issue. That's also nice. Okay, we'll bring 95 back to Earth. Okay, and Athena. Back to Earth. Okay, and that's close there. Well, that'll be good from that aspect. Now the Hermes. We don't have enough for multiple Hermes right now. We can't actually buy enough of that. That being said, that's not going to work. Do I need to pull out more noble gas? We have enough workers for that. Maybe not. Hold on. What is this actually? Not consuming enough here either, which isn't helping. Actually, that'll work. Send them. We're good. Okay, on Earth. Well, 10 if 15th would be out there, but I need two more. 15th would be 2,500. I would be 6 short. I'm gonna send all 3 of them here. I'm gonna pick up this. Fire from Earth, Earth orbit. From this probe. Okay. Four. All right. I think I need 2 Hermes for this. Maybe. Sure if I can do all of this. Um, orbit here. I think we do this because we're going to take as much propellant with us on the way back to Earth. So that's going to be fine. All right, this 2 of these I'm going to go to series. You know what? I'm going to send all 4 of these to series. So I'm going to send them to other places because this is going to be back in January and then we can send this back out. But I need to get some stuff off of series for the other planets sooner rather than later. Just my thought process right now. Two. Okay, we're taking that off. Why is this not being used? Oh, it is a person issue. All right. This wasn't getting resources because it did not have enough. All right, now we can see what the full extent of our issues are. 1.6. What we're using? 1.1. 0.6. I don't think this is necessarily true. Let's see what that. 144 years. Let's see if this resets. Yeah, we're fine. Issue is actually is it an oxygen issue? Is it really an oxygen issue though? Or is it a carbon dioxide issue? It might be a carbon dioxide issue. More than anything. Do I need to scrub more out of it? Okay. Scrub more out of it. It's not really that big of an issue. We need to put more people onto here, which is also going to mean more people are going to eat. As a preemptive, let's get up more hydroponic farm. We can't. We need to put more people on the moon. That's what we're gonna do here. What are we missing right now? Okay, let's see if that helps. Don't want to put this back in. I want to take this out. I have one Talos here. I want to pull off of this. I need to pull carbon and take it here. No, I don't, because there's water here, and this is going to run out of water eventually. Huh? Oh, you can't actually make that until you have that. This kilotons, though, this isn't really worth it. We want to keep this up while we mine the rest of it. However, we could pull off of this entirely, but I don't think we have to. I think I'd rather take this carbon and put it on Mars. Actually. It'll take 2 years to get there, but I think we'll be fine. So I'm not really worried about that. Um, I don't think I'm even close to this. It's 0.6 because this has more oxygen and CO2. Give me H2O. This is gonna have to be accomplished through. First off, let's get this down. How much do I need in? Is there a tech that's gonna make this a lot more feasible? Exotic alloys. Thermal power. Launch railings. That's alloy. Is mining considered? Construction speed, that's of all facilities. Is that considered mining? I guess that's my question. I guess it technically would be. Unless there's like a... Actually, it would. The carbon dioxide extractor would work better, which would give us more. Because there's not a bonus to production facilities, is there? It's just mining. Yeah, it's extractor, mining, like alloys, like production. That's construction. Advanced payloads. Chemical rocket stuff. Fusion. Solar. Nuclear exhaust for nuclear engines. Solar arrays. Remote power. Ah, they switched this. Awesome. So, it used to be a bunch for this. This is actually worth it. Okay. That being said, I think the thing that we need most right now is this. Not like right now. I think in a couple, well, actually this, I think after magnetosphere, Maybe nanoprocessors. I might also send stuff up for a new thing, but however, this would cut this down. So you know what? I don't have remotely any of the resources ready to remotely build something like that. It's 36 kilotons of resources, and I just don't have that. So actually the mining is better there, to be honest. All right. Terraforming. All right. Planetary magnetosphere, and that's going to be a lot of freaking power. That being said, we're gonna have to think about what to do. Stop. Can I get a launcher here? I can't get this up. This would help me launch a lot of payloads that are light. That being said, we have an eagle here. We do have an eagle here. An eagle is probably much better, to be honest. But this would be helpful to launch a Strategos in orbit with less fuel. This actually might be low-key a good thing to build. Let's do it. Low-key. All right. Okay, I need to move over a bunch of freaking people over here. All right. I do need to keep on releasing water. That's one thing I need to do. Here with water, I need to keep on releasing it. I just do not have the ability. I'm not actually, I'm taking that out. I need to take out more carbon dioxide. I need to use more water. What's my water? It needs to be 1.2. I'm nowhere near that. How much does one of these actually make? I'm nowhere close to this, to be honest. I mean, that gives me 30.3, but I'm still like, hell. I'm still like 5 or 6 of those away. I'm gonna need like 4 or 5 of these, which means that's a lot of hydrogen. I don't know how I'm gonna funnel that much into this. I need to think about something else in the power generation idea. Nuclear isn't feasible here. Carbon power is feasible. It's not my favorite thing. But it is a thing that we could do. All right. With this Talos, I need you to go to. Do I want to go to Happy? I want to give me. That's 200 kilotons. I think we go here. Talos. We send 5 here. $28. We're not going to move anything from that. That's fine. I do need to move that water to somewhere. I could just move this water to here. We could probably convert this. It's going to take a lot to convert this over in the grand scheme of things. But we could, for Luna. It would be hard to get that radiation strength down. But we are not that far from having an ideal water amounts for this. And we could start putting out enough of a push. The issue right now is people. It doesn't have enough people on this. You know what? I'm going to pull. Pull Saluna. Carbon, I'm going to pull about 120. And water, I'm going to pull about 160. I'm going to pull Luna. Need to make sure. You're not going to run out of food anytime soon. You're going to have an inbound bit. This is Earth. It doesn't have food issues. Okay. I just want to see where we are. We need to make sure that we're putting enough up. Two, 5. Yeah, I think we're fine here. I think the next thing we need to do is concentrate on this. I think here, get up another 10, and then we should be good. All right, so that is set. One thing I'm also going to do is I'm going to send this up to Mars orbit. I'm going to send the payload. Huh? Oh, flip that. It's much easier, but I don't want the passengers on here. I might put the RTG up in space. No, there's no reason to put that in space. Oh, I need to put in then noble gases. Okay, Earth. Earth orbit, Earth. Or Hermes. Okay. Actually, I don't mind this because this funds a actual push from here with the Athenas, which I can already fund already, but that is an additional push, which is nice. All right, I'm going to take these Athenas and I'm going to put them over to 21 here. Okay. And then Ceres is going to be a lot. We're going to have to take a bunch of support equipment here with the Talos. So I need, at the end of the day, an entire push from all four of those Taloses of just this, so I can pull out noble gas. This I need regular. I need to also pull in electrolysis out of this and put a lot of stuff on food and so on and so forth. So I think we're in a good spot, but it's just going to take a lot of resources. And that's fine. It's just going to take time, is all, which I'm fine with. You know what? Let's actually dump this. Let's do... Let's double down on the water. Let's get the water out. Double down on the water. Get the water done here. And that will help us pull everything out of this. Ceres is going to be one that's long term, and we might be able to actually change this pressure wise, but it's going to take a lot of work. All right, elsewhere, what do we have? Okay, now we have an issue of this. It is an issue of oxygen. It is an issue of oxygen at the end of the day. Okay. What I'm thinking here is maybe a CO2 portion would not be too bad here for oxygen production. So we have 3 power plants working here, putting out power in which we can pool stuff out of a quote unquote atmosphere, push, and produce oxygen to get more oxygen into the atmosphere. This is an oxygen issue, is what we're facing. This would work. All right, I need, if it doesn't, we can just tear it all down. It's okay. We're experimenting over here. I need how much with this? We're not going to ultimately destroy ourselves in this economically, so I'm fine with this. I need 50. Let's do it this way. Earth into Earth orbit. Orbital payload. I need resources. Give me Luna. I do know I need 50 other ones, but then for this, I already have here. That brings it down to 620. 620 here. And then I need to go over to Earth and buy 50 exotics. I have 20 on the moon, right? Exotics. And on Earth, we can put up another 130 of noble gases. 70. I could move all that over there, but I think I'm gonna wait. We'll wait to move some stuff around. There's not really any hurry by any means, so. All right. Carbon, carbon, carbon. After this, we're gonna start pulling carbon out of this. We don't need to. For Mars itself, let's go and launch orbit, orbital payload, mobile gases, 1,000. Right, now the processes are done. I should cut it down some. Take this out to Earth orbit. Okay. Now, you guys, put you guys into Earth orbit. Okay, Talos, mission, Luna. Alloys. Oh, I have an orbit here. We'll throw in the metal just in case. Throw in the alloys. And a random person in space, it's fine. Resources 50, 40, 620. Okay. Let's wait until it gets completely done. Put in Earth orbit. All 4 of them. That's done. Now, I need a carbon plant. And then we're gonna have to put more people on the freaking moon. We're gonna put a lot of people on the freaking moon. All right, so I'm not worried about doing the rest of that. We'll be fine from there. I'm actually gonna get the the vacuum optimized first. We need to start pumping some of the CO2 out of Mars. It's going to take a long freaking time to do this, to be honest. So once Mars is set functionally, Ceres is, I might put a research station on Lutetia here. After we pull back more of this, I might do one more mission out here to put what I need for a research station. And then I might pull metal back and put it in orbit. We'd put it on the moon, actually. That'd be a smart play. Because I'm gonna need more and more of that stuff. Actually. Being said, increase. I'm gonna need this anyway. We're gonna go super mega insane on this. Let's grab that. All right. Our hope is to get this up. From a carbon standpoint, we need to be scrubbing carbon out and using it as opposed to anything else. We're doing this at least. $18. I need to know how much this is going to be when we start pulling this out. So I'm going to wait to build more across the board. Because this might be a change that we need to think about. I'm going to put this on the moon. All right, so that will actually finish the supply chain one. We are set there. Went for Talos in that water. I think we're gonna pull this, and this is gonna go on the moon actually. Both of those from here have made it. I mean, we could always launch all of this out here. But I think one of these Hermes, I think we're going to use, and it's going to go out to the outer portion. We need to start colonizing Ceres. So what do I need for Ceres right now? I need, if I were to have all of these out here for metal, what are we talking about here? 600 part of metal. Okay, so I need to put in Earth orbit 600 metal. What am I thinking here? So that is just for that. I want to immediately put out a dome on Ceres. So I need 100 glass and 40 supplies. Okay, that is there. I'm going to go RTG for the start. The solar array isn't going to be that great there. I already have an RTG here, right? RTG is already here. We can make... Can do that. That is something we can do. It is a bit more difficult, though. What we're talking about is... noble gas extractor, water ice. This is a lot. Electrolysis. We need a full fuel refinery. So I do need this. I need to pull up probably 60. And then ultimately we're going to have to pull in a hydrogen plant. That's gonna be a lot of stuff, but I think that is when we get a mass driver and we're gonna have to shoot that across. So kind of is what it is with a lot of this water. We're gonna lose a lot of it, but it only needs 1 megaton and it has 5 here, so it's not the end of the world. So this needs to be all put up. And we can ship this now with the Talos. 100 glass. 500 metal. No, let's go 350 metal because I need the other stuff. 60. $40 supplies. And is that it? I'm thinking that's it. I'm 100% thinking that is it. Because we have the supplies to make that. We're metal. Should be good. Let's go 400 here. Then we're going to have to bring a shit ton of supplies with us. At 5 Talos, you're going to series. Going up there. One thing I'm also going to do, since I have it, I'm going to put 400 up of noble glass. And I'm going to put 400 supplies up. All right. What are we looking at right now? Oh, I need to put a bunch of stuff over on Luna. I need to, again, launch into Earth orbit. Another 800 metal. Okay. I need to see how much this warhead is going to make. We're in a situation where we're not going to lose anything, so it's okay. We need more people on the moon, though. That's one thing we need to do. Okay, let's launch Earth orbit. Bunch of modules. We're gonna put a bunch of people on the freaking moon. We're like 20 supplies. We're not going that far. We'll put the rest of that 60 up. Okay, Hermes, Luna. Okay. 600 people on the moon. Not everyone has a habitat. All right, that's fine. At the end of the day, we can't all have habitat. So okay, go back down to Luna because there's still stuff there. Okay, put them back down on Luna. Eventually we'll get this done. We're inventing better and better ships right now. All right. It's just we don't have those right now. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Okay, there's still a person in space here. I screwed that up. That's my own fault. But there's an easier way to do this. Hop back over here. Okay. Rajos, you're gonna go down to Luna with one compartment. And now you're gonna launch with that same thing up into lunar orbit. That was much more complicated than it needed to be. Now the Hermes goes to Earth. 3 of them. Okay. That is good. Now, oh, Earth needs more people. Okay. We're good, and we have not enough water. What should we be extracting? And one more. Okay, so asteroid supply chain is here. Let's offer to sell that on Earth. Offer to sell Earth. Obviously, that's nothing that we can do. Nothing crazy. We have all of the stuff in the world. All right. Talos with this. Let's take this back to the moon. Luna. What are we looking at here? That's so much better ratio, but it's not a good one. What is our issue? Our issue is water still. We are consuming a shit ton of water. Another hydrogen plant is not going to do it. So, how are we going to produce water? This hydrogen power plant doesn't get much better. We're extracting more than we're putting in the ground, which is not great. Is this a... Is this a food issue, maybe? We can't change how we're doing that. The only other way to do this, we put it into oxygen to that. Not use electrolysis. That doesn't make sense either. Thinking how we can do this. Because what I'm looking at here is we have a water issue. We're going to use that in 75 years. That's not something we want to do. The issue is our water pool right now is more than what our reactor puts back right now. We're not even. And we're not even at a level that we need for hydrogen because of that shortage. Because this has to be, that's an issue. If that consumes that, how much does food consume? 0.3. We're already at 0.6, which is already over what this releases. That's an issue. But how we can thinking how we could do this. This makes oxygen though. I think it has to be through CO2. I mean, cut this down. Cut the water pull in by 1. We wouldn't have enough. We need to pull this down, which automatically pulls this down. But we need to pull. Is there a tech that makes things a bit habitat? Supply consumption. Actually, the supply consumption should actually help. In this, the bioreactors might also help as well. All right, let's pull in the bioreactors. I know we're kind of doing a little bit of this backwards, but it's okay right now. And I think maybe we need to get in some better versus crew required by facilities. That could help a little bit. That's construction. That doesn't help me now. Maybe a little bit of more mining. Maintenance costs would be great, but solar panels maybe. An orbital power station, what you're talking about is not a lot. That's 20 production at that point. Nuclear's not going to work. We can boost up solar arrays. I don't see any boost to anything else. So maybe we can get something else on the way. put this over to Luna. It's kind of an unknown what we're going to end up doing with this, but I do know we need to pull out carbon. We don't have a lot of people here. Let's just see how this one works. Issue that is going to be that fuel. There's no secondary way we can do this. We don't have enough water here to begin with. We don't need an ideal water amount. That's one thing. One thing we also could use is there one that's like less people? Facilities? And I think from here we allow this to go through. Otherwise we'll never get through this tech. Okay, so let's series it'll work. I mean, it'll take 75 years to do that deposit of water. End of the day, that's not the end of the world, but I do need to scrub that out. Carbon. I don't have. At the end of the day, what we're talking about here is a full carbon scrub, though. We just need to pull as much out of it as possible. Think about what we're going to do towards the outside. There's not a lot there. Our bioreactors will help us in the food department, right? That increases production. Genetic engineering would be great. Also, actually, genetic engineering is better than what we're doing after this. then we can actually decrease a lot of our stuff much faster. We're 36 for our first metal one here, and we're gonna have to think about another power plant, which means we need oh, I do need another dome actually. Can I pull this one in? I could. We just be done with it. We don't have 100 food. Touche. We're still losing food actually. Need to build 2 more actually. Well, damn. Okay. Here, what I need is a fuel refinery and electrolysis plant. We're gonna need it there. And ice that pulled out. And then the dome. It's an outpost. It's a habitat. I need a habitat first. Oh, I didn't move that over there yet. Touche. Let's move. I don't have enough spaces. The issue. Yes, we do. Issues we don't have enough. Everything else. I need to pull over. I think here. Let's pull up the Luna. We round out this episode. Okay, let's pull 200 carbon. What series? I want you to pull. $400 tons of water. Actually, let's put 300 tons of water, 300 carbon. That's actually going to help me more in the long run than anything else. Because that 300 carbon will probably help us long term. Okay, so I'm going to disable this so we can release that carbon. From there, I need you to come out and do this. Do I have a ton? I have a kiloton here. You know what? Let's move this up into Earth orbit. Move up 800 tons of carbon. Going to Earth orbit. Talos. Nope. I need you to put this on Luna. Cyclical mission. $800, right? Yeah. Point three. What else is actually consuming this? I'll have another power generation. I need to scrub this even more. Jesus. Okay. That'll do it. And I'm going to get another one of those. Fail. Not what I wanted. Fail that one hardcore. Okay, I want to get these. Okay. All right. We don't have sufficient oxygen. We're not having sufficient carbon dioxide being scrubbed out. So we need another part of mining. The thing of mining. See how much this helps. Okay. Is this consuming oxygen too? It is, but we're not making enough oxygen. Water is going to be depleted. Okay. We're fine with water right now. Let's just keep this up here for right now. And just see if that kiloton can increase in a way that we can start pulling more of it out. But I don't think that's going to be how it works. I think we have to do this from a... Okay, we'll see ultimately what that ends up being. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay, we're gaining at least some bit of there. But that means we need to... I'm going to get an extra 10 here. Just because I think we need to scrub this atmosphere faster than what we're doing now. While also stabilizing some of it. And then we build our first planetary generator. It costs 240E, so a lot of energy. Means we need another form of energy. Is this the time we move over to hydrogen? No, that's what we're doing right now. I think we move over to carbon. I don't necessarily like this idea, but it's a little bit easier in the grand scheme of things. All right. I need... This is much easier, though, I think, to make. And I think we just take this and put it in without worrying too much about hydrolysis. No, because we need hydrolysis for this. Great idea. All right, either way, I need to send... How much power do I really actually need here? I probably need... That's 0.6. And I need to get this down below 6. So I need to get it down by 4. No, I need to get it down by technically 4 plus 1. God, that's a lot. Okay. Holy. That is a lot. Because this is only 0.6. So we bring it down 0.1. Oh, there's no way, right? Wait, am I crazy with this? 0.6. So we get down 1. Okay. And we need to get it down by 4, which means we need 7 of these. So with that being said, we need 7 power plants. Holy. Okay. That's a lot. Maybe nuclear is the way. Solar is definitely not the way. That is a big issue. But I think hydrogen is not the way. Hydrogen might be the way. Issue is the assumption of that. All right, it's interstellar travel time. At the end of the day, and that is going to take some time. Maybe the mining will help a little bit, but I think the key is going to be carbon dioxide on this. And I might have to slow down our rate of water usage. Because I just cannot support the hydrogen or the water use. Is the issue. Like, we're taking out a lot right now. What is our production right now? Our production is 0.5. This isn't 0.6, but we're using 0.9. Like, I might need a second one of these, which exponentially increases everything. And this is 1.35 right now. Hold on. I have really. Food. It just lost its food portion. It, are we not making enough food here? Okay. Yeah, we don't have enough food. Consumption rate is 0.2. Is there... This is going to reduce water usage, and I think this is the best way to go about this. Reduce water usage across the board. We can cut back for some. And we'll see how that works long term. Okay. I need more carbon scrubbers. More carbon scrubbers. I don't know how much one would actually do. Is it actually 1.6 to get this even? There's no way. It can't be a 1-for-1 ratio. No, it's off. It's off. It doesn't work. Damn it. Because even if we do that, it's 1.6. It would be 3.2 and we wouldn't be able to feed that. We need to drag that down. How can we drag that down a bit? First things first, I need to get like a shit ton. Of exotics. And then so I need, give me like 400 exotics and 400 of these. Can I even buy that many exotics? No, I can't. Okay, I have that many. 400. Okay. Earth orbit. Container. 400. 400. Can I make one more Talos? Do I have the appropriate? I do. It's just not in orbit. Okay. I'm gonna launch that. I can make one more Talos to do this with. 450 Al. Let's send a bunch of alloys. 550. I might end up using those. And then just to set this up when the next one is ready to go, I'm going to put in 800 noble gas. Let's get ready for that push. The other solar system. See, our consumption is there, but our water is going to be... Actually, we could go a little bit harder on the electrolysis here. Yeah, bro, that's not gonna work. Okay. It is what it is, but there's no, can I buy fuel for that right now? I technically can. It's just it's not great. I have an idea. Water's cheap. As long as we're not killing the earth, we should be fine. That being said, our production cannot surpass what I'm pumping into it. And we can just buy it periodically. That being said, we can't kill this because we have to be smart. Okay. It's not going to. Depending on how good this is, we might pull back some of the farming. But I do not expect it's going to be that good, to be honest. That's just me. Pick another Telos. Okay, once that's done, we'll send that to Mars. All right. Next thing is water is going to be an issue here. Long term. I don't know how we solve for this. It's not like we can do anything with this. We are nowhere near what we need to be. We need to be actually not pumping out that much. I have to get another hydrogen plant up. I hate the thought of that because we don't have a hydrogen production for that. So ultimately, we're going to have to take carbon out. 10 of these gives me 0.5. Okay, let's send this to Mars. Um, some of these polymers too. The issue is polymers aren't going to be made, and we need to start thinking about what we're going to do with Phobos because we can start getting polymers made. All of these and just ferry this stuff back. Well, it has to be launched off the planet, so off the moon, I mean. Need a shit ton of these. Let's also pull in a bunch of oxygen extractors. Pull that in. Now this is a gas. We don't need to put that in the atmosphere. Now, once that gets there, we just need to turn it on. Okay, so that'll work there. Here's that's good. Okay, and then the rest of them can work in a research laboratory here. All right, that works, actually. All right. I'm gonna have to put some stuff over to that. Oh, I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back to Earth orbit, actually. So I need to make a carbon power plant. And I think I'm gonna do another hydrogen power plant. And then a funnel carbon one would do it well there. The issue is people. I don't think we have a good amount of people here. I think we need to increase the amount of people. Exponentially, because I think these guys are fine. And Luna will be fine in the grand scheme of things. This robotics going to help us? To bring down the crew. This could be good, actually. And then I think we're in a situation where we just start hitting what we need to get this up. And to switch our fuel. Because I think that will be the key in the long term, is we need to switch our fuel. Because we don't have the ability to do that right now. Our current rate of mining is good. I think. It's not. Let me get a couple electrolysis out. Luna will be fine at the end of the day, but it's gonna be a rough turn. And then once this is up, this should help us. It's going to add stuff here, but we need to pull out even more from this. So this is going to have to be another 50. Jesus, this is going to be a lot. Hold on. They're on. Okay, so they're on this asteroid now. I could pull this out and then sell it. I could do that. Huh? There it goes. There's sometimes a bug where a price won't pop up. I think we're in a good spot. At the end of the day. All right. I think we start pushing up our polymers production. By 4 times. To start getting that out. Because yeah, we have a lot of, we got a megaton here. We can start popping out those polymers. And that might be ultimately what we end up doing for this portion with Luna, because that's going to be a doozy we're going to have to power, and that's not an easy thing to power. And even then, what we're talking about is a massive, massive power scheme that's going to be very difficult to do. Okay, so I need... And then... Any more colonists? I also need this. Do I have the ability to put this down? I do. All right, get the city up. Because right now we are at the cusp of things. Like right on the border of it. This essentially gives us unlimited span to expand. All right. Now we're talking about carbon power. Just a just a carbon issue, straight up. Okay. Get water. We have a water issue. It's about time we start with Demos. We start funneling this water over. I think it is next episode. start getting this up at Demos, start taking this off. And then we need to think about a way to get this over quicker, which is going to be another tangent of going out, which is a mass driver. We don't need people to do it. We just put it on there and it's going to fire everything up there. You can put it up in orbit. We just keep on doing it, and then we just have a Talos go in between and keep it moving it between both planets, and we could just move whatever. Anything it sees, it can start just pulling over. And we can do it continuously. All right, I'm sorry, hydroponics. I need mass drivers. This makes it so much easier to move stuff around everything. Phobos and Deimos essentially become active bits that we can actually do. With that in mind, I'm going to get up another Talos. Just because we know we're going to need it. 150. I'm going to use these on the other side. This is just an easier way that we can do this when it comes to everything. And it's going to be 500. With two of these just sitting, going back and forth, it works. It's going to take a lot to move supplies though. All right, so I'm going to call this here. I'm feeling pretty good with where we are. I think we're in a pretty good spot that we're going to start concentrating also on getting some people out in the outer solar, the asteroid belt, deeper in the asteroid belt. I'm going to start getting this up for Ceres. This is going to be our launch pad into the outer solar system. We'll get our Prometheus up here, and then we're just going to have to wait to pull stuff in, because what we're looking at here is, yes, we have a refinery, an electrolysis to produce this. This is going to have to be a self-fulfilling colony, and it can be with food and carbon and all of that, and a habitat. So this can be a colony that's there. It's just we're going to have to send metal to it, and that is going to be a lot. And we might have to do that with Luna. What I'm thinking about Luna is we might have to use that as a way to propel key resources around, but also we have to worry about this. This might be something that sooner rather than later we're going to have to send supplies to. I don't think we're going to be making supplies here. We could. It's 9.3. There's no, I mean, we could make the supplies here at the end of the day, and it might be a smart play, but I might actually do that and then send some carbon over here, and then we just make some in the hydroponic. And if this runs out, we'll have to worry about that in the grand scheme of things, but I think we're fine. We can pull some stuff from Ceres to some other spots, and then we can move some stuff around. So I feel pretty good. And then with Mars, we can supply this carbon through Phobos, and then that's one carbon thing we don't have to worry about. So then all we have to worry about is Earth, Luna, and then Ceres, where carbon's needed in the inner planets. Then we go from there. We do have at least the Russians out there probing the outer solar system. I think once we get this out, we're going to get hydroponics, then we're actually going to go through our research all the way down to nuclear vehicles, and we start getting all of this stuff done, because at the end of the day, it's about time that we change over to a better fuel source. And then also we start heading towards fusion, which is going to be something that we need to do, because yeah, fusion reactors would be great. Any helium stuff, I mean, you're talking about a lot of helium that can be on here, but this might be actually viable to shoot around into certain places. And if that's the case, you could have one on the moon, and you can fire the energy all over the solar system. That could be one thing that we can do from there, and then we can help everything else out. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.